Hello, everybody. Welcome to another video on our dear friend Darkside Phil. He has been hyping up this Hate Live. I won't actually be watching the entire thing. That's insane. And so I'm just gonna focus on some stuff that I find interesting in this for once. So yes, I'll be doing stuff that I'll pick and choose. I won't be doing the full Hate Live. That's just murder. So the title of the Hate Live is Hate Live Podcast Episode 38, October 15th. Change is coming, streaming schedule, and more. And I think you also start talking about some negativity stuff as well, because that's what we haters like to listen to. So let's continue. Let's listen to what he has to say.
Let's get right to it. I want to get to
Here you go,
the
space
meat
bars.
of it. I want to get to the elephant in the room. I want to get to the important thing right away, because I know this is what a lot of people are confused about. A lot of people who haven't been maybe watching my stuff in the past week don't know what happened. And I want to get you caught up exactly on what's going on in regards to myself, my channels, my live streaming capability, what happened with me over the past couple of days, and I want to get it all out of the way so we can move forward positively. Okay, so let's get started with it, all right?
Okay.
As you guys know, starting way back in August, I started getting problems with these false copyright strikes against my channels. They're completely bogus from a legal standpoint. Lawyers have looked at them and said, no, you cannot take a piece of fan art that was submitted for use on a forum or even just given through a tweet or an email. You cannot do that. That gives legal permission to use fan art in a video. And these videos, which I have uploaded both on this channel, the King of Hate Vlogs, and on my gaming channel, DSP Gaming, that had fan art were getting false flagged for copyright because people who have made this fan art either had said, oh, this was funny, ha, now we'll come back and we'll get Phil because we were pretending to be his fan when really we don't like him, and now we're going to get him. So we're going to do copyright strikes against his fucking fan art, which makes no sense.
Definitely.
Or some people were falsifying it completely. I actually got one, I think it was from Nintendo, saying that a piece of artwork of Metroid Prime, that they worked for Nintendo and they owned the legal right to it, and it was all falsified, bogus information. So this all happened back in August. I had false copyright strikes against both of my YouTube channels.
Wait, so Nintendo took that. I thought that Jackie Chan, for starters, sorry to name drop him, but you kind of know he did a strike back then because of that Ask the King intros. We knew about that one. Then he got striked for something for The Witcher 3 or something he said from the Be Awesome one. So which is it? Nintendo? Witcher 3? What's going on? And he's giving like two different stories, and I've noticed people kind of call him out on this. Why is he giving us two stories with this? I mean, he did a video where he was saying that's The Witcher 3. Later on, he's saying, oh, it's this. Okay, I don't know.
Streaming capability on both of them. Now, the good news is at that time, Machinima worked with YouTube and got the streaming capability restored. And even though it took 2 weeks to get all the false stuff removed, I got my streaming back within only a few days. Not a big problem, and I was able to get up in my.
But see, this is the issue. This is another thing I'm really whatever with. He gets the stream back sooner than most YouTubers, and he shits on YouTube for, oh well, the elite upper class of YouTubers get protected by copyright strikes and all this stuff. But most people, I followed channels that had this issue where they got taken down and they had to wait the full 2 weeks or so that they couldn't stream. They had to wait for all that process to go through. And they take it. He got an expedited process. He was able to stream very quickly, and he's shitting on YouTube. I don't know. That's really shitty. That is just kind of like the most ungrateful thing you can do. That's like you whine at your mom that you want this candy bar, and she's like, oh, we'll get it next week. We'll go again when we go again to the supermarket next week. I'll give you that candy bar, and the kid starts yelling and making a fuss. So then you leave the grocery store. The next day she comes home and she's like, oh, I got you the candy bar. And you're like, oh, thank you, but you know what? We really should have gotten this yesterday. Why didn't we get it yesterday? It's like I said a week, and I gave it to you. Just you had to wait a day, and I got you that candy bar. Now you're saying, and you're not even grateful to me that it's just kind of shitty. It's shitty
Yeah. Unfortunately, I got sick during that
to
time
act like
period. Wasn't
that.
able to stream as much as I wanted to, but I digress.
Because then he
That has
calls you
really
two
nothing to do with it,
pussies
right?
this week,
Fast
actually.
forward to the month of September, where we had lots of new gameplay, lots of new games coming out, like Mad Max, Metal Gear Solid 5,
I'm sorry, like he's the
Soma,
most ungrateful person I've
Mario Maker,
ever
Super Mario Maker, which in my
seen
opinion
on
was
YouTube.
probably my favorite thing of the whole month. No lie, I really liked Super Mario Maker. Being
That's why I only played it
a
like
fan
four
and
times
fanboy
or whatever,
uh,
and
of
then never
basically
played it
the
again
old
because he loves
school
it.
Mario platformers.
He's a
Okay.
huge fanboy. That's why he
And everything
doesn't.
else
That's
that
why he's
month
not
too.
playing
We
right
had
now.
NBA, 2K, and stuff thrown in there, so it was a pretty varied month, the month of September.
The
And
Tony Hawk.
overall, I didn't have any issues. I was able to live stream. We didn't have any problems or whatever. And then in early October, I started, business as usual. Started playing the new games. I made this executive decision that I
Executive
probably
decision.
wasn't going to play
Who talks like this?
any Bomani games or music themed games this month because I was afraid for copyright purposes, right? That if I played a song or whatever on a guitar and it was copyrighted music, that the video might get flagged and either get a copyright strike or content ID, and therefore I can't make money on it or my channel could get shut down for it. So I decided not to play those, so I focused on the other games that were coming out, such as Transformers Devastation, Disgaea 5. I had the opportunity just recently, this past week, to play the Talos Principle because the PR company hired by the game developer Crow Team.
But he's not a sellout, though. He shits on other YouTubers for being sellouts, but he's not a sellout. He got a free copy of a game. Actually, later on in this video, he'll actually admit he got free copies for multiple games, but he got a free copy of Talos Principle. Not a sellout. He shits on other reviewers for getting games early. He gets a game early. No. It's different. It's since the game came out last year on PC, and and I think it comes out in December for PlayStation 4. He got the PlayStation 4 copy early. That makes it completely different. Okay. And you also got Marvel Capcom 3 early as well. But we don't talk about that. That's in the past.
Everyone to know that this game was coming out for PlayStation 4, and they wanted to help get the word out for console gamers, and they sent me a free copy of it, and I've been playing that. In addition to that, I was playing through other stuff as well. I knew that the Witcher 3 DLC this week was coming up, and so on and so forth. So in the midst of me doing all of this stuff, all right, all of a sudden, I get another false copyright strike. Another one against DSP Gaming. This one even more ludicrous than the last. This one, if you can believe it, I'll give you some more detail on what it was because I didn't really reveal this. It was a video.
You did review it. You did reveal it.
Beta for it might
You
have
talked
been
about
like
it in another video.
or Battlefield Hardline. That's what it was. Battlefield Hardline.
Like
the beta for that game had been released during.
He doesn't have to talk this long. He doesn't have to talk about this.
And I had impromptu thrown something together
Whatever.
to play this on my PC. It didn't work out. It actually ended up not running well on my PC at all, and I couldn't do it. But
$3,000 PC can't run that game.
I submitted some fan art for like a quick intro, and somehow ended up in the gameplay
Get you some
video.
money.
I don't know how it seeped into the gameplay video somehow. And one of those pieces, it wasn't even a piece of fan art, it was the generic picture of something from E3 with like me superimposed over it. Somehow they flagged that, claimed they were the original owner of this photo from E3. And again, YouTube was so fucking stupid, they fell for it. It was all falsified information. None of it was legit. It was a fake phone number, a fake email, everything was fake. And this copyright strike goes through and hits my DSP Gaming channel, alright? So as of a week ago, I lost my live streaming capabilities. I could not live stream on DSP Gaming. And quite honestly, I was also worried that that more of these were in the pipeline, right? That more of these were coming through.
By the way, this kind of happened on Friday last week that he couldn't stream. He was able to finish up a stream fully, and then he found out he couldn't stream. I think either later for second stream or whatever. But he wasn't planning on second streaming that day, and then he wasn't gonna stream Saturday. He was gonna stream Sunday, but he couldn't. So he didn't stream for like 1 or 2 days. He got his streaming capabilities back, I think, on Tuesday or Wednesday, maybe Monday, but I'm not sure. So he waited a few days to get his streaming capabilities back, and he's calling YouTube pussies, calling them stupid, calling them all kinds of names, and he had to wait a few days. See what I mean? Ungrateful.
And they actually made me lose my streaming capability, alright?
For a couple of days.
So, that happens. During this time frame when this happens, about a week ago, okay, I finally get the final results for the month of September when it comes to views and how much I made for the month of September. And here I am thinking, I haven't really looked at it for the whole month. I thought between Metal Gear Solid 5, between Mad Max, between all the Super Mario Maker, between all the stuff that I had done in the month of September, I never fathomed that there was going to be some kind of an issue. I thought that I was going to be, right in line with how I do every month, performance-wise. Like I said previously this year, every month I seem to do the same performance-wise. I seem to get around the same viewership no matter what I'm playing, and I'm happy with that because I know what to expect. All of a sudden, according to YouTube and according to Machinima and all their metrics, they're claiming September was my worst month ever. Was it by an insanely huge margin? No, but it was by a margin. I'm like, how can this be? I played all these new games, so I started looking back at the videos and the breakdown and all
But
that.
also look at the games he was playing. Metal Gear Solid 5, for example, that has a good like portion fan base. Excuse me. If I'm a Metal Gear fan and I'm a fan of DSP, I'm not gonna watch him play that game. I'm not gonna tune in for the streams because I don't want that game to be spoiled to me. And if I'm just a casual Metal Gear fan and they're like, oh, I don't care about the beginning. Maybe I saw the beginning of Metal Gear that he was playing. I was like, oh, you know what? I want to play this game. I'm not gonna watch the rest because I don't want to get spoiled. And then they just die. They just say nope, and then go buy the game and play it themselves. But Mad Max, I don't know. I mean, it could be him.
And I said, well,
That's a
what speaks to me
maybe,
is that a
right?
lot of people checked out the early videos of every playthrough.
It has to be the
Most
game,
people watched the first 5 to 10 videos of every playthrough.
or the viewer's
The
fault.
views went like this. So the problem was this month, September, was such a month where I was stuck playing longer games.
Oh.
Like Metal Gear Solid 5, an incredibly
It's
long
just a
game.
long
Mad
game,
Max,
that's
a pretty
why.
decently length game.
Okay.
Right? So I'm playing these games that aren't getting views at a length, and that's my whole month.
But that's the thing. He can play Metal Gear Solid 5 and just kind of intertwine that with other games, or do something interesting like. Maybe do like revisit Metal Gear Solid 3 to hype up Metal Gear Solid 5 and be like, okay guys, I'm gonna do a Metal Gear Solid 3 stream, to hype up Metal Gear Solid 5 or whatever. Okay, you can do that. He doesn't really do anything with any other game. Once he beats it, he's done with it. I don't know, and he had a Batman DLC he could have done a few weeks ago, but he didn't do that. I don't know.
And what ended up happening was by the end of the month, apparently the whole second half of the month was like a crap out, where people really didn't care and weren't watching.
Or they were playing the game,
it really was my worst month ever, which I could not believe. I couldn't believe. Like, I was like, this is like insane, right?
Dude, or they left because they didn't like you.
So I'll be honest, I'm panicking at this point. Because traditionally, this season of the year, this is the busiest gaming season of the year, right? Tons of new releases coming out. And I'm playing them, right? What happened? Because never has this happened before. Traditionally.
But here's the thing. This is kind of the issue with doing day one games. I kind of had a feeling this was gonna happen. It was just a matter of time. It was a time bomb. What kind of YouTube channel he was running. He was like, oh, I'm gonna do the big AAA games that'll bring in views. But these AAA games, by the time they come out in the general area, people have gotten tired of looking at them because they're either gonna buy the game or they've seen enough and not give a shit. Like there are so many gameplay trailers and demos in Metal Gear Solid 5. Why should I watch him play it when I can just buy it myself and play it myself and all this kind of stuff? And these games, yeah, it might have been a different story last year, but this year, it's just kind of a thing. That's why you see a lot of Let's Players kind of do all kinds of games. Yeah, they play the games that come out day one. Sure, they do that. But they also play other games. They don't play nothing but day one games or new games or whatever. They play other games so their viewer base gets more variety out of them. He just plays whatever is popular or that comes out, and then that's it. So, it's just AAA games don't get a lot of views anymore because those people are either playing the game or they're tired of seeing it. So he really needs to find a way to play an old game or a different game and then mix it in with a new game. He could have done that, but he's never gonna do that. He'll never figure that out.
Around September, October, my views go up. and then they plummet
That's
in
my
earlier in the year.
opinion. I
So
can't
to
say
me,
that's a
I'm looking
fact,
at
but that's
this
my
and I'm
opinion.
like, this is like
That's how
wild.
I
Like,
view
what
it.
happened? And so I'm kind of panicking, and at the same time that I'm panicking because of
Because
that,
these
then the
games get a lot of
copyright strike
coverage, so
hits. So now I lose my streaming capability, and all that stuff's all going on at once. And I start to lose it. I was like, now what am I going to do? So then I look at the games coming out in October. I start playing Transformers Devastation, a game, by the way, which I really enjoy because I'm a huge fan of Transformers. And I actually think that the combat and the attention to the lore of the Transformers universe in that game is better than any Transformers game I've ever played before. I actually really enjoyed the game, even though ultimately is it an amazing game that everyone needs to play? Absolutely not. I actually enjoyed it, right? That game got like almost no views. And I'm like, you gotta be kidding. What happened? It's a new game. People were asking me to play this. They were hyped for it. And as soon as I started playing it, they're like, and stopped watching. And the same thing involves everything this month in October. Everything that I've tried to play to maybe get to get people excited again. New games coming out, right? I don't care. It's a JRPG. It's just an expansion for an RPG. Don't care about that one. And that's kind of the attitude everyone's kind of taking this month, to the point where even this past week I was second guessing.
See, like, why doesn't he try something drastic? Like, he's only focusing on the stuff that came out in that month. Why not, like, be like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna play Skullgirls Second Encore. That came out. That's something different. And honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. If he announced he was gonna do Skullgirls Second Encore, I would not only try to fight him online, but I'd probably watch his playthrough. I'd probably check it out because I'm a huge Skullgirls fan. But he's not playing the game, so he's not gonna get my view. He's just not. He's getting my view for this because I want to talk about this. But why not play other games? I mean, Lab Zero put out a prototype of their new game that's coming out. Free plug for them. I say check it out, but why not play that? Why not play that prototype? I've seen that prototype, being played. It's really cool. Not a lot of people are doing anything with it. He could play it and do something with it, but he's not going to play that. He's not going to play that. Nor will he play Skullgirls. Please, Phil, if you're watching this, please play Skullgirls Second Encore, please. And maybe we could have a rematch. But we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Because originally I was going to play a game, Dragon Quest Heroes, and I said, listen, I can't spend another $60 on a game.
He's afraid of the copyright stuff with Dragon Quest Heroes. I'm sure of it.
RPG.
And whatever.
It seems like that's everyone's kind of attitude right now, is all these RPG games, we'll watch them as like, a little niche thing, but where's the mainstream action, right? So look at the games this year that I
mainstream action,
really well.
He's playing the mainstream games and they're getting nothing. Metal Gear Solid 5 was a mainstream game and it barely got any views. So why would mainstream games help him now?
Until Dawn, okay? Survival horror style game where I could do great commentary, right, with face cam. Bloodborne, I think that's a no-brainer why that one did so well. Batman, of course. My Batman playthrough did amazing, and people absolutely loved seeing me play that game and finish up that trilogy of games. Those are the kind of games that people came out for.
I won't do face cams, always do face cams.
It's very hard for me to get a viewing audience for games that aren't these big AAA hyped releases anymore.
So maybe try playing other games. Maybe try playing obscure games.
And you've got literally all of this, just pounding on me, stress level.
I'm telling you, the reason why he's probably doing mainstream games is because it's easy. Because he thinks it's still easy for him to be in the search. Because I'd be like, oh, I want to see people play Call of Duty, and then he has a chance of showing up. But if so he thinks in his mind, if he does an obscure game, no one's going to search for it, so he's not going to come up. But what he doesn't understand is that his viewers will say, whoa, dude, he's playing a game that I never heard of. Dude, let's share it. He's playing Skullgirls. I wasn't aware of this game or something. He could have done something like that. But he doesn't, because it's not, whatever. But let's hear what he has to say about stress.
All of a sudden, guess what happens? I mean, this is stuff
reality is a bitch to him, apparently.
Kind of behind the scenes stuff. One of the tires on my car starts leaking air, and it looks like I may have to get it repaired, which, by the way, on my car costs hundreds of dollars. It's not like you just do a patch job. It's custom tires for the car. Really expensive repair.
Custom tires. Why? Why did you buy a car with custom tires? Anyone would tell you that's a bad investment. Okay. Bad example, but here goes. you search for a house. You're like, okay, look at this house. This house looks nice. But then the guy tells you, yeah, these windows are custom made windows. They're not standard windows. They're shaped differently, whatever than most windows, because this was made maybe back in like the 40s or something. Way back when they actually had standardized windows. So they have these weird windows. Guess what happens if that window breaks? You can't just go to like Home Depot and get a glass that fits a window that fits it. You have to call a special guy or some guy that handles this and pay extra money because it's a custom window. They have to rebuild that window and all that kind of stuff. Do you really want to buy a house? I mean, do you really want to buy a house that you have to buy custom windows constantly? I mean, it kind of sucks because if it breaks, that's a lot of money. I mean, yeah, it sucks. But for a car, anything can happen to a car. If you're going to buy a car, why get a car with custom anything? I mean, unless you're Steve Jobs or Bill Gates or Scrooge McDuck, you shouldn't be getting a custom car. I don't have a custom car. I have a normal car. I have a car that I can, get serviced and all that stuff, but I wouldn't get a car that's like, oh, this is a custom thing. Why did he get a custom car? This guy, was he a millionaire for a while? Like, was he rolling in the dough? Just because you have the money for something that's luxurious doesn't mean you should buy something that's luxurious. This guy doesn't know how to spend his money. I don't know. This is weird. Why custom tires? That just blows my mind. Who buys a car with custom tires?
I have a garage that has an issue, and I could ignore it for now, but that's coming up that I'm going to end up having to spend a ton of money, right, on that coming up. And I'm like, oh my god. So now I got that
He's
way
bleeding
down.
money.
Oh, by the way,
Poor choices.
my water bill came, and it was $150 higher than normal, and they said, alert on the water bill. Alert. You must be having something with a leak because there's no way that you've used that much water in a month, so you check your whole house. So I start checking the house, and I find out my toilet downstairs is constantly running water at full speed. So literally, it's like having a faucet on 24 hours a day, nonstop.
Wow.
It cost me $150 there. So it's like everything
toilet
at once.
Tractor
like
dude.
Literally, everything.
The toilet is
at
attacking
once
him.
Is just attacking me at once. Stress.
The toilet's attacking him, dude.
What it used to be for me was there was stress outside of YouTube. So it was like stressful. YouTube was my relief. YouTube was, wow, I could play games and have fun, and everyone enjoys what I'm doing. So this is my relief from the stress of the real world. Now it was like stress of the real world paired with, oh, worst month ever on YouTube. Oh, copyright strike. And it's just like, oh my god, everything at fucking once. Seriously.
He probably what you should do is find another way to kind of vent his stress because right now video games are his business. I thought I heard something. Video games are his business, so he's kind of intentionally welcoming stress in that. So if he's doing that, why not just do something else as a hobby?
It just drives me bonkers, right?
And deal with it. Everyone has stress.
What ended up happening was I couldn't stream because of this copyright strike. I could not stream at all. All right, I could not stream at all. There was no way that I could live stream anything. So I started doing all my gameplay offline.
Whatever.
So games, for example, this past week, the Talos Principle that I
played. Didn't he like get a stream back like on Tuesday or something?
Nothing. No streaming because I couldn't. The Witcher 3 DLC that I've been playing for the past couple days. No interaction there. Just Gaia 5, I had I think one session that was offline, something like that. So everything that I've played has been offline, no stream interaction, it's just offline gameplay. I start getting feedback from everyone during this time period like, Phil, your videos are way better. Like, we're watching you play this game, and you're not distracted, you're not looking at stream chat, you're not maintaining a stream. It looks like your stuff's way better. And we will actually think that maybe you should continue this. It looks like your playthrough is like Talos Principle, way good, because you're not looking for solutions from the stream chat. You're not looking at the stream chat constantly, and you know what I mean? It's like you're not looking for help. It's just you really having to think hard to figure it out. And I'll be honest, the Talos Principle is a very challenging game, but I'm enjoying figuring out the puzzles, even though it melts my mind. And after about 2 hours of it, I need to take a break because it's so mind-numbing after you play that game. I have been getting through it and persevering for myself. And I'm proud of that. I think it is an accomplishment. I've never played that game before. I never played a puzzle game like that before, besides maybe Portal, I would say. And I'm having a lot of fun
But I
doing
like how it took him, like, when he did Until Dawn, a lot of people said, don't stream, it was great. Everyone liked him when he was recording Until Dawn. Once he got streaming back, he continued streaming every day. He never really was like, okay, I'll listen to these people. So, really, all those people that wanted him, that's kind of, in my opinion, why his views dropped. Is because the people that liked his Until Dawn playthrough, that liked that he didn't have a stream channel, all that kind of stuff, when he started playing Metal Gear Solid 5, they left. They left. They're not coming back. Some of them might come back, maybe, but they're gone. You waited. You kind of realized too late. You should have done this when the iron was hot, or when the opportunity was open. You should have, instead of riding that wave of Until Dawn, he just kind of stopped. He stopped once streaming was there. He was like, okay, I can stream all day, every day again. He just stopped doing that. Why?
it. So I'm getting all this feedback overwhelmingly during this period of time that
How
I
long is
can't
this going
live stream,
for?
saying, Phil, the videos that you're
2
making when
okay.
you're not live streaming are better. Okay. So I'm
Okay.
like, great, maybe by some freak occurrence, this copyright strike, the false copyright strike against my account, is a godsend. Because maybe what this is showing
God
me
send him the
is
strikes,
that I
dude.
need to not live stream everything, and I need to just focus on the games
The
and put out
godsend.
better gameplay videos, and that's the solution to it.
He said that in a video, in an alert video or whatever, that setting this copyright strike is like pointing a gun at his head. So he's okay if that gun is pointed at his head. It's a godsend. I don't know. That's
Ever caused this slowdown in September.
I don't know why
And I
I
look at the views of the
mentioned that, but
videos, and
that's
they're abysmal. I'm talking very, very few people watching the games that I've been playing this past week more than just a couple parts. It seems like everyone watches one or two parts, says, it's not a big AAA release, and then they go off and they don't
But I
watch
like
it.
how it always
Again,
says
it's very
the
disheartening. It's
game.
very stressful for me. I'm trying to operate a business. Right?
It's the game that makes people leave. Can't be him. It can't be his commentary or anything that has to do with him. No. It's either the game, maybe the viewer, but it's mostly the game. It's the game that's the problem, not him. No, it can't be. It can't be. Can't be.
And ultimately, here's the thing. Ultimately, I know that we're going to get a boost because, especially when I start playing Assassin's Creed, Halo 5, WWE, the Halloween Marathon, and all those new games coming in November. Let's face it, I think Fallout 4, a lot of people are going to want to
I don't think
play that
anyone's
game
gonna watch
at
Fallout
length,
4.
right? That's like
I think that's gonna do worse because Metal Gear Solid 5 had a good fan base. Had a pretty good sized group of people that went out and played that game and not watched the streams for a while. Fallout 4 has a very strong presence. If you go on any message board, they will just kind of explode about it. What are the chances of him getting like 50,000 views on Fallout 4 when the game comes out? Not likely, because probably those people are going to be playing the game. Just that's the thought.
Fallout 3 was the game that put me on the map as someone doing fun playthroughs on YouTube way back when. That was the game that got me noticed.
So he's
by
kind
a
of
lot
grasping
of people.
at
And even though it was a low
straws,
quality,
I guess.
the visuals
I
were
don't
terrible.
know.
People liked that playthrough for what it was, and I think that attacking Fallout 4 that way will kind of do the same thing for me in this day and age. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Drink up,
So,
Philly boy.
all right. All this happening, I'll be honest, it's gotten to me. And I've been incredibly stressed out recently. And I don't think it's come through necessarily in the gameplay. Everyone's saying who's watching the gameplay is saying, wow, the gameplay's great. The problem is, I'm doing daily updates, and during the daily updates, I'm sitting there and bitching about views for 20 minutes, and I'm bringing up how I'm different from other YouTubers, and basically I'm beating around the bush with shit that people really don't care about, right? Like, I know that I'm different from other YouTubers. I know that. And I know that I've been successful for 7 years being a lot different than what a lot of other YouTubers do. I know that. But it doesn't mean that I'm better or worse than them, right? And that's not really
But
what I was
it's the
trying to say. The
tone.
problem was I was
You sounded like
just
you were, but
stressed
whatever.
and full of
I mean,
negativity from everything that was going on around
that's
me.
how most
it
people
came
saw
across
him.
that way. And listening back to
Whatever.
the videos from the couple days this week, I agree. It seems to me like it's just me being bitter and bitching that no one wants to watch my videos, and that I'm in a rut right now. and I'm upset about it. And how dare people not watch my content? And really, that's how it comes across. Even though that's not the intention that I really had when I was saying those things,
But
I listened to it back.
he has been saying versions of that for years. Like last year, he said that you're not here for the community, you're here to watch me. He said something to the point of that you're not here to watch the game or talk to anyone. You're here to talk about me and watch me. That's like me saying, you're not here to listen about my points or my opinion on this guy. No, you're here to watch me. No, you're not here to watch me. You're not here to watch me. You're here to listen to me talk about this guy. There you go.
And I'm like, damn, that is exactly how it sounds.
And I'm here to listen to this
And
guy.
I started reading all the comments, and everyone's like, listen, we're with you. We want you to succeed, but obviously, this is a big issue. If you're having
everyone that said that is left. Everyone that's like, oh, I want to help you to succeed. The only people that kind of stayed there are kind of his fans. His core audience are just like 100 to 200 people. Not even more than that. Basically, those people are staying around for some reason, but a lot of people left. And honestly, it's not
low like this. This is really
whatever.
bad for you. You need to find a way to fix that. And people give me suggestions,
It's like not even like you being stressed. It's just how you treat about money. Like Project 7, for example.
Really hit me, I'd say last night, really. It just kind of all came into. Imagine if you had a million pieces of a puzzle around you, okay? And they're all
so many
out,
hand
what the
movements.
puzzle's supposed to be, but it's not until you finally put it
Look at
together
this.
and you see it all as a whole. You're like, ding, the light bulb.
Ding ding, hello everyone.
Right?
I'm Darkside Phil. I'm talking about serious stuff right now.
And I'm frustrated. And at first, I'm even being like belligerent, like I used to be. Remember, whenever someone said something about me, I should do something differently, or I should do this better, or this is what I did wrong, and this is maybe why people are turned off. I get so belligerent about it and argue and say, no, I'm perfect, I'm right. And then finally, ding, the light bulb went off. And I said, why am I being like that again? Like, I stopped
being... see, here's the thing. Here's the thing with Phil. I kind of started listening to him, kind of like following him here and there at the end of last year. And he said a lot of stuff that's kind of like this. So we were on the same merry-go-round with this guy. It's like, someone said this on another YouTube video, I think it was Heaven, but he said that being with Phil is like being in an abusive relationship. Every year they say like, I'm different, you come back and all this stuff, and they come back and they, the significant other comes back to this abusive relationship because she believes that this guy changed, and then he finds out that the guy didn't change. This guy, I really believe he saw his views and said, it gets me a lot of views? Drama. If I do drama videos, so how about I do a podcast and I talk about drama in the beginning of it, and then say that I'm gonna change, so half the people who left will come back. But he's pretty much hoping that people forget that he did the same kind of thing last year when he kept saying that how he's gonna move positively. He did it even this summer, or like sometime this year. He tried to say I'll move on positively. Where's the positive? And even today, which is Friday, he said he didn't sound positive.
Like that years ago.
He still sounds negative.
Back in around 2013, I started
he barely changed.
Open-minded. I started listening more to my viewers and my fans, and ultimately, even though I'm not at the level I used to be at with popularity, I like doing this job a lot better today than I used to. I don't feel it's as much of a grind.
Yeah, sure, Phil. You like doing it more today.
And ultimately, I like what I'm doing more now, and I value it more than what I was putting out.
He values it more. He values where he's at right now. This is the same guy who told his fans not to take him for granted. The same guy. I'm sorry, I'm still kind of annoyed that he said that to his fans, that he shouldn't take him for granted. Like, he could say whatever, he can apologize for that, but you said it, Phil. You said don't take you for granted. Viewers don't have to take you for shit. Because if you're gone tomorrow, they'll find another YouTuber to follow. Same thing with me, same thing with any other channel. If they're gone, they'll find something else to watch. There's so many other fish in the sea. That's
Shit.
business.
I'll be honest. I think I was rushing through most of the games I played in 2012. I
You
agree.
still
So
rush through
everyone
the
said until
games.
you're rushing through every game within 2-3 days, so you get to the next one, you miss all the side content, you miss everything. And I agree. I absolutely agree. Okay.
Okay.
So all that happens, and then last night I realized this, and I'm like, damn, I fucked up. I should not have let the stress get to me the way that it did. And certainly, even if the stress is affecting me, right? Okay, but don't let it come through. It certainly didn't come through, at least from what people were saying in gameplay, so that's good. But it seemed to
Okay.
seep through into other things, like the
Might be
daily
long.
updates
Might
and
be a long
tweets
vid.
that I was sending out and stuff like
This is a
that.
warning.
And I apologize. After, in
I apologize if
retrospect,
this is a long
I'm
video.
looking at all the stuff that's happened this past couple of weeks and how I reacted earlier this week. I apologize. I should not have reacted like that. There's no reason, because of low views, because of false copyright strikes, because of the stress levels of all this shit going on around me, my toilet breaking or whatever the fuck, right? Doesn't mean that I should take it out on the viewing audience that have put me here. You're the reason why I'm sitting here on this love seat right now in a new house in Seattle, Washington. You're the reason why.
So he kind of admitted, I mean, I guess this is kind of nitpicky, but he kind of said he was taking his stress and anger and frustration, I guess frustration, out on his viewers. If I'm in a bad mood, let's say I'm in a shitty mood, I wouldn't record a video, and if I did, I would try not to be shitty, or I would tell you I'm not in a good mood right now. So if I say, I would kind of say that in the beginning or somewhere in my video, but I would never kind of play it, take it out on you, the viewer, and then never address it, and then say in another video, guys, I'm sorry. I was angry in the last video and I took it out on you. I would never say that because that's unfair for you, and I wouldn't. It's just kind of shitty because then that kind of tells me that these other videos, when he's kind of saying shitty things, he is just angry and he's using us as his punching bag, or I don't know. I don't know. I mean, it's weird. It's weird. I get I might be overthinking this little thing here, but I don't know. That just doesn't sound right. Does anyone know what I'm talking about? I don't know.
I can pay my bills. You're the reason why I can continue to
I don't
make
know. I'm
fun
like
vlogs and I
stressing
continue
out
to play
that.
games on a daily basis as my job. You, yes,
Yeah.
I'm the one who's doing it, but you're the one who's watching. You're as much of an important and integral part of this as I am. And I don't know what. Well, I do. Like I said, I do know what happened. I got so stressed out. I was just like, I got to bitch. I got to moan. I got to scream. There's got to be blame. Let me tell you something. I know where I get it from. It's my mother. My mother. I know some people are going to say, what? My mother is the kind of person. All right. My mother.
He blames
is the kind
his.
of person.
Way to throw your mom under the bus, and I think this isn't the first time he kind of did that. Why would you bring up your family? And especially in this kind of whatever.
Always has to be someone to blame.
I mean, like,
and it's never her, by the way. My mom's always immune. No, she never has to say sorry or whatever. She never did anything wrong in her life, according to her. But they're.
if I was his mom, let's say I'm Dark Side Mom, and I watched this video, and I see him say these things about me, saying that, my son that I raised is saying that I always blame other things, and I can't take responsibility for the things I do, and this and that. This guy who I raised is saying these things to a bunch of thousands of people, let's find out the views, 7,000 people, saying this stuff about me. You know what? I'm gonna call him. And I would tell him, why did you tell those things about me? I, really? I wouldn't say that. Like, I've never seen anyone say, like, I got my bad behavior because of my mom. No, it's not your parents' fault. You can say, like, I don't know. It's just I wouldn't have thrown my. And then he says, like, according to her, like, kind of as a. What? Why? Dude, you don't bring up your mom. Why bring up your mom?
Always has to be someone to blame. So,
Wow, this
it's not that it's
guy,
just a
this
situation
guy.
or it's just a there's always going to be one particular culprit and thing, and that's it. I don't think that's the situation here. I think
It
it's
is
a
a
unique
situation.
combination of the fact that the games that
You
I
never
play,
take any responsibility. You blame the game. Oh, because the game isn't popular, that's why I have low views. You always have an excuse for why you don't have views. You never say, because I have, maybe my commentary shit. You kind of take responsibility here saying, oh, it's because of stress, but you're still blaming the things around you. It's like, well, I'm stressed because of all these things around me. Yeah, that happens, that's life. Everyone gets stressed out about something. But you should at least sit there and be like, yeah, I should have let that get to me, but you say this almost every year, dude. It's always stress with you. It's always something. There's always something that makes you act that way. Really?
in September were longer games,
Wow.
and people
See,
weren't going to stick around for a
these are
good
the
part
games of
playthrough of those
September.
games. They weren't necessarily games that lent themselves to extended viewership. Look at the playthroughs that did get great extended viewership. There was a lot of stuff developing in those games all the time versus Metal Gear Solid 5, which was 900 sneaking missions with a few good story missions mixed in there. You know what I mean? And, for me, right? For me, I have to realize that. I have to say, even though there's reasons that it's not your fault. No, it's not the viewer's fault. If you watch one or two views of videos of Metal Gear Solid 5, excuse me, you say,
It's
wow,
not the
okay,
viewer's fault.
great, but I don't want to watch the whole thing. I'm not. Why should I take that out on you? You know what I mean? Seriously, I shouldn't. I shouldn't take it out on anyone. It's just I wish I had a vent. I wish I had something to take it out on. And it's like I said, it used to be the gaming. When I had all these frustrations in real life, I would game and the game would relax me. Now it's like frustrations in real life. Now it's time to game, and now no one's watching. So now my business is tanking while all this shit is going on in my real life too.
Why not
And
find
it
a
frustrated the shit
hobby?
out of me.
Like, this guy claims he used to be an artist or artistic or something. Why not just pick that up again? Like, you can tell me, oh, well, I'm a terrible drawer. I can't draw a stick figure. You should just look at my drawings I did in high school and in like early years of college. My drawings sucked back then. Now they look decent. Now they look good. I liked how they look, but that took years. That took time and discipline. This guy could easily just do it like once a week or do something. He can own up his skills again. And that might take out the frustration. I mean, unless he's doing color mixing, that's a whole other thing entirely. But if he does this drawing, that could do something. That could help him, because some people do art to as a relief. But whatever,
So,
you can't do it.
ladies and gentlemen, I want to say thank you to those of you who are understanding. Thank you to those of you who, regardless of the fact that maybe the past couple of days, it seemed like I was being really nasty and I was being kind of angry and even maybe taking offense or going on the offensive against viewers and everyone. Right? That was not my intention. And ultimately, I was like I said, I absorbed all of the stuff from around me these past few days.
But not
All
from the
the
people he
feedback that
blocked
I've
and
gotten,
muted.
whatever, I absorbed it
No, no,
all.
no.
And ultimately, this is what I was told. Okay, transparency is one thing, but we don't need to hear it every day, and we certainly don't need to hear it constantly about views, 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 views. And someone gave me a good analogy. They said, imagine if you had a favorite restaurant, and you used to go there all the time, but now you don't go there as much for whatever reason. Maybe you just don't have enough money for the food anymore, or for whatever reason, you're eating healthier. I don't know. And so every time you go to the restaurant, now you hear from the manager who knows you and is your friend. He walks up to you, but he complains, man, business is slow. Less people are coming here. I don't understand what it is. People aren't telling me what I did wrong, and my food's great, and I'm going to go out of business. Eventually, if you hear that enough, you're not going to come back either because you don't want to hear that shit. You're here for a good meal. You're here for a good time. And that is probably when I read that comment,
left, Phil.
that's the best fucking thing I've ever read. Seriously, he's absolutely right. People don't come to watch my videos to hear about the negative shit. They want to hear about how good this game was or how bad this game was. They want to hear about fun times. They want to have a good time. Why do you need to come here to share my shit, right? My shit is bad enough that I have to deal with it. You don't want to fucking deal with it either. Now, not to say that when something happens like this false copyright strike and I lose my streaming capability, okay, then it's okay for me to share that information because I have to, because you have to know why I'm not live streaming, right? But why am I doing this on a daily basis? And seriously, Seriously, I'm just like, I realize it's funny. It's like night and day. Like I saw the light, but I just
It's
feel
all
bad
like
because I know there's
guys.
probably a couple hundred people who've been watching the daily updates from the past few days and watched them and got turned off. So fuck Phil, you know. But there's people also on the flip side of that, right? People on the flip side of that will say, well, Phil's a human, and we've seen him change and evolve over the years.
No
And
one
we've seen
said
him go
that.
through lots of
No one
shit,
said that.
and he
Only
perseveres, and so we're still going to be here, regardless if he got he went
hardcore
off
fans
the
that.
rails or whatever for a
No,
couple days there.
no one said
You
that.
know, we support him and we'll come back. So thank you. That's you. You know what I mean? Thank you. And you know, you're the ones, you guys who understand, and let me say guys and gals, who understand me, who understand the shit that I go through, the stress and everything. You understand that it balls up and it becomes a big mound, and then sometimes
Sorry,
it
I'm
explodes or
yawning.
comes out in a way that
Sorry.
I don't intend, and that's exactly what happened this past week.
It's 1:40. What?
And so I am pretty,
Whoa. Whoa.
I'm pretty upset with
Oh.
myself that I allowed myself to vent and say those things that I said. Of course, there's other things too. People are like, Phil's always insulting other YouTubers and other streamers, yada, yada, yada. I'm not really. All I'm doing is I'm explaining to people why I'm different from them, why I strive to be different. Because I want to be different. I don't want to be the YouTuber.
A guy who called PewDiePie a train wreck, that wasn't an insult. If I told Phil that he's a train wreck, I mean, well, if I told him he was a train wreck a week ago or a month ago, he'd probably be salty. I mean, this guy bragged about getting S ranks in Metal Gear Solid 5. He was like, "Oh, this is how you don't play people. I S ranked Metal Gear Solid 5," and he left. I don't know. This guy.
False playthroughs.
I don't know where I was going with that. I'm sorry.
Are genuine. You actually watch my gameplay content, and this is what the game would be like if you were playing it. Okay.
Okay.
It's not some highly edited, cut out the boring parts just to get to the funny parts, montage, or a screaming at the camera, scaredy cat, you know, horror playthrough just for laughs, because you're laughing at a train wreck. That's really what it is. Those videos, you're laughing at train wrecks.
How is that a train wreck? Oh, I'm playing a horror game. Oh shit, it's scary. I'm gonna scream in terror and shit. How is that a train wreck? Do you know what a train wreck is, Phil? How is that a train wreck? You'd say that you're laughing at silly content, maybe, or a silly video, or a video that has nothing of value, maybe. But what's the train wreck? A train wreck is like when you see his videos. That's a train wreck.
And not to say that I'm not a train wreck, I am, absolutely. A lot of the times these games that I play, I suck
See,
at them and I'm
he's a train wreck. He admitted he's a train wreck. See, But how is this stuff before a train wreck? It's not.
That. It's about all the other stuff around it too, the full gameplay experience. How many reviewers, let me propose this. How many reviewers right now who are well known for game reviews, okay? Whether it's on YouTube, whether it's on Twitch, whether it's at a real media, major gaming media like IGN, GameSpot, can they review a game, give it a review with all these points, a number score, but then you can reference their full playthrough from start to finish of the game that supports it, right?
They write a summary of their experience. They may even do a podcast about it. And then when you play the game, you might see their points. If you don't, that's a different opinion. And this is a missed opportunity that he's kind of alluding to, in my opinion, is that he could have done something cool with his playthroughs and his reviews. He could have done something cool with that. Like he could have maybe in the playlist he makes, he could put his review in there, or he can do something interesting or something. Excuse me, but he doesn't. And yeah, with a reviewer, if I'm working for GameSpot, I'm not gonna post my entire playthrough. No one's gonna watch that because they don't want to be spoiled of the game. They want to know what I think of it without being spoiled. That's why they don't include the full playthrough in their review or anywhere, because they don't want people to be spoiled with it. But whatever.
How many people have that? Very few, I would think. Anyone at least who has notoriety and is known on the internet for doing that, right? I'm one of the few who still does it. I have that full, beginning to end, from the moment that I booted the game to the moment the credits ended and I turned it off. Here's my experience that you can either view in full, or you can watch a little bit of it, or you can watch my review. You know, you've got all these options. And I pride myself on being that. And I'm not saying that that's better, worse. It's different. It's something different,
It
and
could
that's
have
what I
been
like
cool.
doing.
He
I
could have
like
done
being the
something cool with it, but
genuine
he doesn't.
gamer. I'm the genuine guy who's not doing this just to make a comedy montage and get laughs and views. I'm not doing it for that. I'm doing it because I want to give you
Remember,
a
he
genuine
said
experience
that.
of what it's like to play a game from start to finish, right?
He's not a guy who does
But the
montages.
thing is, I
Remember, he
don't really
said
follow
that.
the people. It's funny because people say, "Oh, Phil calls all the people, insults them." What name did I even mention? No one, you know.
PewDiePie.
But I guess even doing generalized, people apparently associate what
There
I
was even
say.
a video where he was talking about Batman Arkham Knight, or some game, and he pretty much talked in extreme detail. Like, it was very descriptive of what comment on a YouTube video he was talking about. He didn't say the name, but he might as well say the name, because he said something that was like, I can't remember the exact thing that Phil said, but I know he said something that was like, he might as well drop the name, because he was super descriptive. If someone in the comments knows what I'm talking about, please comment on it, because I know it happened. I knew it happened.
With other people who maybe they watch, and then they
But
immediately make that
I know
association.
he
And
name
I'm
dropped
insulting
PewDiePie.
that
I
person.
know he did.
The bottom line is, I don't have time to sit there and watch other YouTubers' videos and watch Twitch streams. I know what's going on because people tell me constantly.
So
That's how I know.
he constantly shits on people for saying, like, he says, like, oh, if you believe the haters, then you're an idiot. He says something, he would say stuff like that. Basically, he would say that you don't believe the haters, don't listen to them, watch me. Phil just did something he craps other people for doing. He is listening to other people without looking at the videos that these people are talking about. Congratulations, Phil. You're going on that nice trail of contradictions and hypocrisy very well.
No, I'm not sitting there watching their stuff, but people tell me constantly what's out there, and I base my content to be different than that.
So someone bases their expectations of you based on what other people say about you. No, that's dumb. But it's okay for you to base.
So, ladies and gentlemen,
okay.
That's what's happened the past few days, and I apologize that I did get negative. What I'm gonna do, what I'm gonna try to do, is what I've done many times in my career. I'm gonna try to stay positive. Daily, we're gonna focus on the game.
That's his catchphrase.
Focus on fun stuff. I'm gonna share with you the fun experiences, the cool stuff that's happening, not the negative shit. You don't need to hear every little nitpicky negative thing that happens unless it may be entertaining or different or weird. Okay, but no, I'm not gonna be mentioning every day. Man, views are low. Man, this and that. But understand that going hand in hand with that there have to be changes made to hopefully improve things. And so what I want to get into now are some changes that I've already instituted and changes that I want to institute coming up. I want to introduce them for the very first time here on tonight's podcast. I want to get your opinions. So let me know whether it's on the comments of this video, in an email, darksidephil@hotmail.com. If you tweet me, that's not the tweet. If you tweet me at They Call Me DSP, whatever it may be, whatever avenue, let me know what you think about it.
I'm going to skip a little bit ahead because the first one is like, oh, I'm not going to stream as much. Okay.
Completely change my business formula, okay? I don't want to. I don't want to completely change my business formula from being a YouTuber who does these full playthroughs where I'm interested in the game and focused on it to super stream interaction 99% of the time, all right? I don't want to become part of that at all. All right? I don't. So, really, the streaming that I do is fan service.
Okay.
And what I mean by that is I still, even with new games to this day, Metal Gear Solid 5 last month, right? Phil played a mission where the Skulls enemies showed up. And I'm playing worse, or I need to get my hand holded by the stream chat. Now,
alright, here we go.
A lot of this is bullshit.
It's not bullshit. He actually played, when he played Resident Evil, what's the, Code Veronica X on 360. He played that. He got to the final boss or so, got killed, then yelled at his stream chat for not telling him what to expect around that corner or something. He pretty much said it's the viewer's fault he died. Because they didn't tell him, so that to me kind of tells me he expects people to tell him what to do in the stream chat. There was a video. There's a when he did a mission in Metal Gear Solid 5, he took a 20-minute break. Then when he got back from break, he suddenly knew what to do. Suddenly knew. Then there's other times where he says, "I'm not doing this until the stream chat tells me what to do." He does require stream chat. he beat. Mm.
Because what it is a lot of people being so negative about me, and they want to believe so hard about these stereotypes about Phil. Phil's a horrible gamer. He's terrible at every game. So
he is terrible at every game.
Playing a game and he does something good, he must have gotten that.
Like, the only game I will say that he might not be terrible at would be Street Fighter. I mean, he may not be great in Street Fighter, but he's not like, maybe for like a tournament level player, he's shit. But I don't think he's that bad of a player. I just think that, you know, if he's going against someone that's like a tournament player, he's not gonna win.
Still,
but whatever.
Even with new games to this day, Metal Gear Solid 5 last month, right? Phil played a mission where the Skulls enemy showed up, and he didn't totally suck. He somehow came in prepared. He killed them after a couple tries, when most people had a lot of difficulty getting past those stages.
I think I know what mission he's talking about, I guess.
Must have held his hand.
Whatever.
And the answer is no, they didn't. I actually listened to the game. The game told me definitively there's going to be a fight coming up where you're going to need artillery. In fact, in one stage, I remember they said you need to blow up a tank. And I was like, well, if I need to blow up a tank, I better take the walker, because I don't know how else I'm going to do it. I don't have the heavy artillery to do it. Incidentally, when I did it, all of a sudden the Skulls show up, and the walker allowed me to fight the Skulls. And that happened 2 times during the playthrough, where they said you're going to have to blow shit up, so I took the heavy artillery, and I was able to beat it. Had nothing whatsoever to do with the stream chat.
Nothing to do with the stream chat.
I will openly admit, on the flip side, there are times when I'm playing a game, and the game maybe isn't the most self-explanatory, doing something, or maybe I missed something during the playthrough of the game, and that's my fault. And the stream chat will say, this is what you're supposed to do. Case in point, same playthrough, Metal Gear Solid 5. I had this upgrade for my cybernetic arm, my prosthetic arm, whatever. It was supposed to be sonar. And I was on a mission.
He couldn't figure that out.
I was looking for a guy in the jungle, and he was completely hidden, camouflaged. Couldn't find this guy. And I was like, wow, I wish I could use that sonar, but the game never told me how to use it. So I have no clue. So either I could sit here fucking with the controller.
Well, fucking with the controller is probably like the most basic, common gamer instinct next to looking up the controls. You can actually look up the controls on Metal Gear Solid 5. It's actually really easy. You just go to the pause menu, go to options, controller layout, or something like that, and it will list where all the buttons do. He didn't figure that out? He couldn't figure that out? I figured out sonar, and the game didn't tell me this stuff. It was just like that. I don't know. That it wasn't cryptic. You just had to use basic level, well, not even basic level, but like
raging, going online, looking up facts to figure this out.
Raging,
or someone in the stream chat can say, Phil, all you got to do is hold down L1, and then a menu comes up, you can select it, and then it works. And that's what happened. So there's your difference between stream chat assistance holding your hand versus getting you through this part of the game that's frustrating because the game never actually explained it. And you're just
because it actually has faith that the player has intelligence.
There are many different
Phil.
situations.
That's why it doesn't tell you that.
Live stream chat assistance.
Because the game expects you to actually do basic research.
So ultimately.
Whatever. It's cryptic, guys.
People are telling me.
Wow.
And I mean, when I asked for the past week, I asked for feedback. I said, since I have no live streaming right now, what do you think? Overwhelmingly, the feedback that I've received from people, all right, is, Phil, your gameplay is better when it's offline. Now, there are exceptions. If you're doing a multiplayer session or a competitive session of something online where it doesn't matter if there's stream chat on or not, if you're doing maybe a premiere of a big game, people want to... And again, the overwhelming feedback I got was these games aren't very good. Like, these aren't playthrough level games. Talos Principle, there's a very select group of people who are going to want to see me play a puzzle-based game. I wish I took the
timestamp down.
Witcher 3, most people thought my original Witcher 3 playthrough was boring anyway, so I'm really not expecting much about that. But I'm curious to see, when I start playing new releases, that there is a overnight solution to this should be streamed, this shouldn't be streamed. But as content daily on live stream, they wanted to see it every day live. This is how they watched it. This was the way that they find this one thing. Where, oh my God, there's a single picture from 2012 in this playthrough. I got them, and they're gonna try to copyright strike it, and some will work and some won't. But what's gonna end up happening is I'm gonna keep losing my streaming capabilities from time to time. This is just gonna be a normal thing.
Okay.
All right, it's just going to be a normal thing from now on. So you just need to understand that. That's going to be how it works from now on. This is the new reality.
Gotta accept it, guys.
Upgrades and or improves their copyright flagging. It makes sense to do this. it makes it a lot less stressful, especially if the gameplay quality is going to be better, which is what people are telling me overall. Look at the Until Dawn playthrough. Holy shit.
Streaming is
People loved it.
complicated,
And I didn't expect
stressful.
that. I'll be honest. I thought Until
Oh,
Dawn was going to be one of
kind
those
of
games
is.
that people watch and say,
Well,
it's
for me
kinda
at least,
cheesy,
because
but
I
the
actually
movie
do
game's
live
not very
art
good.
in my
And it's
streams,
cool that Phil's
and
playing
that
some
is
funny commentary, but
pretty
I'm not gonna lie.
stressful. Like
People
that's just like,
fucking love it.
just imagine
You know, it was like
you're doing
pretty much
doing
arguably
art
if you
stuff,
want
and you're
my best
trying
playthrough
not
of the
to
year.
like make it look like
And that's
shit,
pretty wild. I
and
wasn't
you have
expecting
people
that.
watching you.
You know, so if that's the
But
case,
I don't
and it
mind. I
really
don't mind
is
that though.
making me
I get
that
over it
much
pretty
better
quick.
and more entertaining and more of a
I usually
quality
have fun
provider
doing
of
it.
videos for you, then I have to do that change. I'm not going to say, well, just because I was live streaming every day, and you know, there's a few make my reviews and stuff like that now. And if you've noticed over and over and over, all right. But I would also want to do something a little differently. I want to maybe do some montages, edited content, the kind of stuff that I never used to do. But now that I have a better computer, I actually paid for better editing software. I have Adobe Premiere Pro. That's what I use to make my reviews and stuff like that now.
Okay.
And if you've noticed, over the course of this year, my God, the Hateful Truth reviews, the video quality of that has gone through the roof compared to what it used to be, right? I've got picture-in-picture now, actual gameplay for the whole...
Picture-in-picture. I can do picture-in-picture in iMovie. It's not that hard. I'm doing picture-in-picture right now with OBS. It's not like iMovie is a free application. They came with picture-in-picture. Like back when I was like 16, I probably wouldn't think that. I probably would be like, oh, picture-in-picture sounds like a very complicated thing. It's really easy. You could do that in iMovie. All my videos on my main channel have picture-in-picture.
Review 60 frames per second.
60 frames per second.
Looks great compared to what it used to be. That's for sure. I wish I had that. I wish I had that knowledge, know-how, and capability back in like 2009 when I was doing The Hateful Truth.
But you can
I think it would have exploded and been an incredibly popular series, which it ended up not being.
He did have not picture-in-picture, but he did put like editing in like the DMC review he did. He put editing in it. Just saying.
Overall, okay. But anyway, I digress. I started doing that, but then I said I'm going to do montage, best and worst of the month, best and worst of certain games. And when I first started doing this, it was great. When I first started doing this,
he's
the
like flailing his arms
was, this is
so
great,
much.
Different. It's outside the box of what we're used to
from
Phil. And the
Hi
video
guys.
and
Welcome to my videos. Don't you like this video? Please comment and subscribe to my videos, okay? Now everyone
even though the quality of the videos was getting better, I was getting better with the video editor. I was getting better doing these fun segments.
You only get better with video editing
the
more you use it. So you really should have been using the video editor for like...
I upload a shitload of videos. Even on a slow day, I'm uploading maybe 4 to 5 to 6 videos. On a busy day, I'm uploading more than 12, maybe 20 videos, depending on what happens.
How long is this video? It's probably really long.
And I think what was
happening... Hour 2 minutes. Damn.
It was very hard for people to see them because I would try to feature them on the page or whatever, but after a day or two, that's it. They get lost in the shuffle of all the normal uploads. And so originally, this is something new, everyone will watch it, but then after that, it gets, it's more commonplace, it's lost in the shuffle.
Lost in the shuffle.
So,
nothing to do.
I think that it was a successful experiment, but not for DSP gaming.
He took money for an experiment. His montages were like $700 on Patreon he would do, and those are experiments. He took money for an experiment. And what he could do, because a lot of people complain about his gameplay through flooding his subscriber box, people's sub boxes, he could have just reduced the amount of parts. Like he does like 15 to 20 minute videos. Don't do that anymore. Just do like 2 hours of gameplay. Just break it down, edit out the filler stuff that doesn't really matter. Take that out. Put that in. You can do that on your gaming channel. Just saying.
Okay. I think that me taking the best and worst moments of playthroughs, the best and worst of the month of stuff that I do on DSP Gaming can work. But I don't think it could ever work on DSP Gaming because of the frequency of videos that I release and the fact that everything else gets...
Why bother changing the frequency? It's not like people hate the frequency on DSP Gaming. No. Let's not do that.
Lost in the shuffle, which is why So people have actually said, Phil, you need to move your Hateful Truth game reviews off of the King of Hate vlogs and bring them to DSP Gaming because that's where people want to see them, on the gameplay channel. To which I said, no, because I know what would happen. They would get lost in the shuffle. That's exactly what happened when I used to do that. I had them on DSP Gaming, and I remember this one year, I was putting tons of work, it was like 2012, I think, put tons of work into reviews, and they were getting like 3,000 views. And people were like, I didn't know he released that review, you know? And that's it.
Maybe
you
you
know
should
what I mean?
promote it more.
So,
that's a very loud
ladies and gentlemen,
process you did there.
in addition to that, I agree that right now my content is fragmented because you've got raw gameplay on DSP Gaming, but you've also got some updates on DSP Gaming, but you've also got montages on DSP Gaming. On the King of Hate vlogs, you've got series that are vlogging style series like me talking, but you've also got game reviews, but you've also got other stuff. So still, even though I've got two separate channels, the content is still fragmented and it doesn't make logical sense. I said earlier, right? I said earlier that one of the major things that people have told me in feedback.
I said earlier, look at the script I wrote.
Long, undigested,
on a tiny little notebook.
Raw playthroughs anymore. They want to see the best and worst. They want to see a highly stylized, short version of your game playthrough, which I can do. Well, I'm not going to do it and put it on DSP Gaming and have no one watch it. And that's ultimately what happened this year. A lot of people have said, Phil, what happened to the best and worst of the month montage? Well, it's very simple. I would spend 2 separate streaming sessions, so we're talking anywhere from 4 to 7 hours of time, getting videos together, editing them together, doing one overlays, and then I would release the video to get 5,000 views. And it's like,
okay, you know what? This is nonsense. I hate this. Really like just gets me boiled. So on my main channel, I do art videos. I don't get a lot of views. Believe it or not, I know, right? I should be getting no. I don't get a lot of views. The highest I've ever gotten was like 20 views. I'm fine with that. I don't care. I've gotten videos that have like 5 views that I'm really proud of. But I did this one video. I think it's called Weeks Until Completion. That I did Metal Gear. That one is probably gonna get canceled, sadly. But I did that video. I was like, wow, this is a really good video. I think I'm gonna once this is done, it's gonna be great. That video has like 5 views. I don't care. I said that, I was like, okay, but that took like hours of work. I mean, it was sped up footage. I mean, but it took hours of work because I had to draw the image, find the images for reference, and then like draw them from scratch because like I would use my studies basically. And in this upcoming drawing series I'm gonna upload this coming week, I really don't know how the views is gonna be. I don't know, but I wouldn't be surprised if I got 10 views. I wouldn't be surprised, and I would still keep uploading those videos and still doing what I do because I don't care about video views because I cared about working on my channel. I care about working on my art. I care all this kind of stuff because I want to improve myself as an artist. I can't do that if I'm sitting there like, well, I'm not getting any views. I'm not gonna do this. I'm not gonna draw. Like, no. So this video series took me months to work on, and yeah, it could get like 5 views, could get 10 views, it could get any views, it could get anything. I don't care because I'm proud of my work. I don't care about the views. This guy is like, I put 7 hours into this video and no one watches it. So what's the point? I'm not getting any money out of this. I get like 5 cents. I made 5 cents in 2 years. Or like within a year I monetized my channel. I made 5 cents. And do you see me not working on my channel anymore? Do you see me making update videos of me saying, guys, my views are low. My views are low. I mean, I might do update videos, but it's not to talk about my views. Sorry that this is a rant here, but this isn't an excuse. You shouldn't tell people I worked on something for hours and it didn't get any views, so why bother? Why bother continue doing this? It's not like he has people to entertain and people might like that video and all that. No, if he doesn't make a dime, why bother? Fuck that mentality. I worked on my channel for years. I've had it for years, and I don't get any good views. I don't care. I'm happy with what I have. I don't get any comments on those videos. I'm golden. I get some comments, but I keep uploading videos.
That's ridiculous. That's hours and hours of work to make a couple bucks.
It's ridiculous.
Versus
I made 5
if
cents. It's ridiculous.
What it had earlier this year when I started with them, and it was getting 30, 40.
Maybe I should like put all my videos behind a paywall. That will solve the problem.
Because of the nature of the channel, the exposure of the channel, it's not going to get that. So, what I think I want to do, all right.
Listen to this shit too.
Honestly, think that I want to do is this. I think that what I want to try to do in 2016, and this is actually going to be less dependent on me and more dependent on Machinima working with me.
Oh boy.
Is I want to make a new channel. This is going to be basically the new age DSP.
He wants to open a third channel. Anyone could tell you balancing multiple channels is hard. And he has his vlog channel, which is no one really cares. I mean, it has 31,858 subs. And he gets basically like around the views of 7,000. He gets around there. It's whatever. And he has his gaming channel, has 100-something thousand subs, and he gets only like a few hundred views. He gets like a handful of views. That's like not, which is peanuts for people like DSP. He's thinking peanuts basically. And that instead of improving that channel, he's looking to make it another channel. It's like you have a boat, and your boat is sinking. There's holes, and you know everyone there is telling you need to fix this ship. This ship is gonna fall. It's gonna collapse. It's not gonna be salvageable anymore if you don't do anything about this. And then I was like, I got an idea. Let's get another ship. Does that solve the problem? Oh, I'll just get another ship and keep the ship that's sinking. Let's not get rid of it, because there might be a chance that it'll be fixed. But instead of focusing on this, let's not focus on this. Let's focus on the new boat. That's gonna be great. It's gonna be right next to it. It might have some differences here and there, but it's this boat, and we're gonna get this boat, and we're gonna keep the sinking boat, keep supporting that, even though it's sinking, and have a new boat on top of that. And let's balance supporting these both ships and our life rafts of his vlogging channel. Let's keep all those things maintained and keep them going. That's insane. That's insane. This is an insane solution to his problem. He should be really focusing on his gaming channel. These changes he's think of doing it on this third channel should really be going on his main channel. That's like me saying, man, my main channel is suffering. My main channel's suffering. I need to open another channel, and then another channel, and then another channel for this and this and this. It's ridiculous. The only reason why I made this channel for DSP videos is because I didn't want this to kind of merge with my main work. And my main channel, because I feel like that the people who originally subscribed to my main channel didn't subscribe to see me talk about DSP, and I didn't want to alienate those already subscribers, and if I wanted to kind of promote my channel, I didn't want these videos to kind of be part of it. It's kind of complicated, but basically I wanted a channel where I can just kind of put nothing but DSP content and just not kind of get all these communities mixed into my other videos. I just didn't want to do that, and frankly, I don't really see myself continuing doing these kind of videos half the time. I mean, I only do these videos if there's something I really ultimately want to talk about, and I just figured I might as well open another channel where I could just kind of dump this stuff in and just kind of have that there. I hope that makes sense. But he's like talking about he's in a situation where he shouldn't really be talking about opening another channel, because he's already struggling with 2 channels, and getting a third one isn't gonna help him. I'm not using YouTube as a business. I'm not. Oh man, YouTube is my job. I'm not thinking that. So that's why I kind of opened this other channel, because it's just like, this will just be my DSP channel. Why not? That way my main channel could just exist on its own, and people can go for my art stuff, and then here they can come for my DSP and all that kind of stuff, and keep that separate. But I didn't open this channel because, oh, this will improve my content. No, that's.
Channel, the one that's more
I'm sorry
for
for that long
YouTube viewers,
rant, but I feel like I
viewers
kind of had
are
to
used to digesting.
explain a little bit
Alright?
more
This
about
channel
my
will
channel,
house
about both these
gameplay,
channels.
but it will have all edited footage. So my
I don't
Hateful
know.
Truth game reviews will be on there. The best and worst of the month montage.
I mean, I hope that made
there.
sense.
If there's a game that
I hope
I
it
feel I
does.
want to do like best and worst of just the playthrough,
I think it does.
that will be on there. In addition to that, there will actually be videos where maybe if there's something going on in gaming and I feel like I want to make a video about it, but it's not necessarily like it's not like a group of stores. There's one really interesting thing that happened. I want to talk about it. I would talk about it on that channel. Not that I try to put it into DSP Gaming and it gets lost in the shuffle of gameplay. Okay. And I think ultimately by doing that, by separating the
so he's gonna have a whole channel dedicated to clickbait.
On the channel, a few things are gonna happen. Number one, DSP Gaming is going to be raw gameplay, and then people are going to know this is where I go for Phil's playthroughs. If I want to see an edited version, I'll wait a few weeks till he gets
it's not working.
But if you want to see it
it's raw gameplay now.
as it's released, you got to watch it on DSP Gaming. Ultimately,
this isn't going to work. This isn't
going
to work.
There are going to be people who are going to stay subbed to DSP Gaming. You may get more people who sub to DSP Gaming just for that, and people who are going to unsub, and that's fine. But I think what's going to happen is people are going to say, well, I never subbed to DSP Gaming before. I never became a subscriber because I hate the fact that there's so many videos that are released on a daily basis. There's no way I can keep up with it. Oh, but there's this channel over here where Phil uploads maybe 2-3 videos a week. They're edited videos, there's reviews, it's fun stuff, and I can keep track with that because it's one video every couple of days, and it doesn't fill up my YouTube feed, and it doesn't flip. So all the things people have told me over the years, right? All the feedback I've gotten, too many videos floods my YouTube feed, I don't want to sub because of it. Raw gameplay that's not edited, it's boring parts, I don't want to watch that. All of that will be adhered to, listened to, and directly responded to on this new channel. So there will be 3 channels now. We'll still have
3 channels.
Okay,
that's a good idea. That's a good idea for your business.
The channel of the King of Hate vlogs. That's going to still be the weekend preview, Ask the King, DSP Tries It, any vlogs that I do with trips and stuff like that. Those are going to go on that channel. DSP Gaming will be for the raw gameplay. Okay.
Okay.
And then whoa, I just whacked my mind. And then this new channel will be for all the edited stuff, all right? All the edited content and or anything else that's more of a mainstream video that's more catered towards what the common YouTuber does today or what the common YouTube viewer wants to see on a gameplay channel versus just a ton of videos slammed together. So, trying to reposition this now because I whacked it pretty good and now it will not stay, it's not staying steady. What a pain in my ass. So, that's my idea. Now, unfortunately, I hate to say this, the thing that really hinges this whole deal on working is getting Machinima to buy in. And what I mean by that is this, okay? Right now, my DSP Gaming channel is a managed partnership with Machinima, which means it protects me from content ID matches, from copyright issues, and stuff like that. I can play Nintendo games on DSP Gaming because I'm in a managed partnership with Machinima, all right? If I make a new channel, and I'm doing the best and worst of the month, and I'm doing these montages, and all I'm getting is constant content ID flags, then the channel's worthless, because I can't...
So he's expecting Machinima to partner his 3rd channel. Okay, so if Machinima had to deal with this guy getting, like, constantly flagged, constantly, and he's not pulling in a lot of views for that company, and he's not a huge Machinima person, he's not a big persona, and his popularity just kind of tanked. Do you think they're gonna go with this plan? Oh, you want to make this new channel? Okay, we'll do that. No. There's a chance that they will, but I don't think they will.
Can't make any money off of it, therefore what's the point of me even doing it, right? So what I need to do is...
If I'm not making any money, what's the point of even doing it? He changed, guys. He changed. He's just more open about doing stuff for the money. Guys, I'm not making any money off my drawing videos. I do reviews for drawing stuff and all that. Not getting any views. I'm not gonna. Why bother? Why bother keeping my main channel afloat? Why? Why should I even bother uploading these new videos next week and doing a stream on Monday? Because I'm not getting any money. Could it be because I enjoyed making videos for people to watch? Hmm, maybe.
This actually
But
is
Phil,
going to
no, he
work.
can't. He can't.
I need Machinima
He needs money. He needs the money.
to
He.
buy in and
Wow.
say we will back
Wow.
this channel as well and make that channel a managed
Wow.
partnership as well. Because if they won't, then it can't work. I basically need to campaign with Machinima and say I have this new channel I'm going to do. It's going to be all more mainstream
DSP
stuff.
2016.
Because I want to diversify that and separate it from the raw stuff on DSP Gaming, but it has to be a managed partnership or it will not work. All right. So I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if it's going to work. I have to talk with them, and I'll be honest.
Again,
I was.
Why is he banking on maybes? Like, there's one thing that's a definite. His main gaming channel is failing. That's a definite. Why not focus on the definite? Try to implement change with that. Say, maybe I'm gonna, like, make edited videos and then kind of having the raw gameplay as a unlisted video, and then it could be an annotation in my gameplay video, or do something different or anything. Maybe start editing my playthroughs instead. No, 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 no. Let's focus on DSP Gaming is gonna stay the course. It's gonna stay the same. It's gonna stay the sinking ship that it is, and I'm gonna open a new ship, new channel, of all this raw edited gameplay. But I have to hope that I can do this. I don't know if I can do this, but that I'm gonna try. And if I can't do it, well, I'm sticking on this boat, not changing a thing. Good game,
Actually, in
DSP.
the very early
That's a
stages
good
of
idea.
talking with
That's a good
Machinima
idea.
about this,
Very good.
when this false copyright strike hit me last week, and
You have a business degree, and it
and then
shows.
every day was just me talking to Machinima about, geez, here we go, false copyright, need to get it cleared up, need to do this, need to do that. And it was just all about that. And now finally the false copyright strike was cleared up, and now it's kind of like, oh, business as usual. But now I need to start talking to them about it again. Because if I could do that, I think it would be awesome, all right? Now, the question would be, how do I brand, okay? How do I brand this channel? Because right now, the stigma of DSP, the King of Hate, everywhere you go on YouTube, right? You hear those things, and you're negative, 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 negative because of all the idiots who have made these fucking videos about me for their own personal benefit.
I wouldn't make this video if it wasn't for him. I'll tell you that right now. This video would not exist if he didn't say this kind of stuff. Just saying. So, Phil, you bring it on yourself.
Jollies over the past 3 years. So
jollies.
maybe, just maybe,
my last Endure video of his hate live was definitely me getting my jollies. That's why
what it could be, some creative idea, some creative name or something that we could come up with to make it appeal more to the mainstream, right? It's not just about DSP anymore, but maybe it's something about gaming and I don't know. I'm trying to think. I really haven't had time because I was starting to brainstorm and work on this, and didn't work. It just, because of what happened with the copyright strike and all the stress this week, didn't work, okay?
Wow. He can't brainstorm? He can't brainstorm. I'm like, by the way, little personal story. I'm like trying to do stuff in the real world. I'm trying to study for this certain exam. I'm trying to pass all this stuff. I was able to brainstorm this storyboard stuff. Like I have like 10 pages of stuff. You may not see it because it's pencil, but I have brainstormed all this stuff. Like, oh, I have a ballroom here. I have this person sitting at a table. I was able to I was able to think of all these characters and all this stuff, brainstorming all this stuff and names. I came up with this person's name. Her name's Athena because why not? Athena's a cool name. I like Athena. There's gonna be. Well, anyway, that's beside the point. But also he wants to spin it. He wants to like not have people know that it's tied to DSP or something. But let's say that I know of his negativity. I was like, oh man, DSP is such an asshole, blah, blah, blah. I go check his third channel. As I know he's gonna talk in those montages or whatever, in some form, I'm gonna hear the voice. I'm like, that's DSP. Fuck this. Out. Not subscribe. Is he gonna have a different guy narrating or something? Like, how is it gonna work? And it's gonna be kind of obvious that it's DSP, but whatever, gotta brand it away somehow. He has to fool
So,
people.
ladies and gentlemen, that's kind of the idea moving forward.
I like
Limited
how he's
streaming.
asking
All
people
right,
to
we're
help him
cutting
with
back on
this.
the streaming. I will still stream for bigger games.
Come up with a name so we can make money off this channel. But I'm not gonna pay you for the idea. Just give me the idea and I'll use it and I'll get the money. Good guy, DSP.
Special events launches, but it's certainly not going to be as much as I used to do. And hopefully in 2016, making a new channel for edited content, for game reviews, for all that stuff, where there's only going to be a couple of videos a week. It's not going to flood people's inboxes, but it's going to be more mainstream, what the mainstream YouTube viewer wants to digest. And I think that if it takes off, it could definitely work. If it takes off. But that's going to be the buy-in. The buy-in is going to be all of you who've been asking for that stuff are going to go watch the videos, and you're going to spread the word and say, hey, Phil is now changing. Here's a channel that's completely different from what you're used to seeing. And by the way, it's not on his DSP gaming channel that's inundated with 100 videos a day. So if you sub to it, you're going to see this fun stuff that you've asked for, but you're also not going to get your inbox destroyed with new videos on a daily basis. So
it's gonna take him weeks.
We shall see what happens.
It's gonna upload videos weeks at a time or something. And also, he claims that he's super busy every day. Every day he's super busy. He can't do anything. That's why he can't do Project 7, because he's really busy. So how is he gonna do this third channel if he's so busy? People ask yourself that. How is he gonna do this third channel if he's super busy? He couldn't do Project 7, but now he can do a whole channel? What? What?
But that's my idea. I need your feedback. Like I said, comments, Twitter, whatever, email. Let me know what you think. Brainstorm if you can think of cool names for it, a way that I could spin it so that it gets away from the negative association of all the shit on YouTube about me right now would be great. And we'll go from there. All right.
But that's gonna follow you though. That negativity that happened is gonna follow you to that channel. It's gonna seep over because people are gonna put two and two together, saying, "Wait a second, this is DSP," and then they're not gonna sub because, believe it or not, Phil, people can't recognize your voice. Your voice isn't that hard to tell. I can easily tell that it's you talking. So if I go to that channel that's called like Montage Land or something, I'll be able to sit there and say, hey, that's Phil. That's DSP. And I like how he openly says that he wants people to spin people to give him a name that so he can spin it and deceive people into thinking that it's not DSP, but it is really DSP. Okay. So I think that's it for the video. That's all I'm going to talk about. Thanks for watching this video. So yeah, I think, let's see, it's an hour and 27 minutes. Wow, I talked for a long time. So my closing statement will be, well, not my closing statement, but this is all I gotta say. Thanks for watching this video. If you watched all the way to the end, thank you again for watching this video. I make these videos just, for fun. But it'll update on my main channel. I'll always plug my main channel, why not? Monday, I'm returning to streaming. I'm actually going to stream again Monday. I love doing streams on Monday. I'm going to do it again. But here's the deal, though. It's going to be a different kind of stream. Corel Painter, the software I used to use on my computer, doesn't work. It doesn't work on El Captain. It has a slow brush issue, bug, glitch, whatever you want to call it, that really doesn't really make it operable. So I can't really use that, sadly. I loved using Corel Painter, but I can't use it until they patch it. But Corel Painter is aware of it. So once they patch it, I'll use it again. But right now, can't use it. So what I'm going to do for Monday's stream is I'm going to be talking about storyboarding and concept work. So if you want to know how I concept characters, how I work on characters, and kind of how I storyboard my stuff, stay tuned on Monday. I'm doing it at 11:15, I think. I might do it earlier, but aim for 11:15. That's probably the time I'm gonna do it. If you want to know exactly, go to my Twitter. My Twitter will definitely kind of list when I'm gonna do it. I'm looking forward to that stream because it's gonna be really interesting. It's gonna be just me talking about working on concept stuff and storyboards and all that kind of stuff. So if you're interested in that kind of stuff, that stream's for you. I'm gonna be trying that out, see where that goes. There's gonna be a nice little canvas that I'm gonna be drawing on, so it won't be just me talking in front of a camera like this. There will actually be stuff going on. So look forward to that. And I'm gonna be taking also Q&A questions from the chat. I can do that kind of stuff, and that's it on my drawing series that I've been kind of talking about for months now. Is gonna start next week as well. That's looking dope. I'm pretty much done. I have like 2 more videos to edit, and then it's all done. And I'm gonna be working on the second season of that series in a way. But you'll see what I mean next week. So thanks for watching. Monday stream at 11:15. Be there. 11:15 p.m. Eastern time. Probably made that clear. 11:15 Eastern time. p.m. Eastern time. You get it. So there you go. Thanks for watching this video. It means a lot that you watched all watch the entire hour and 30 minutes. That's dedication for you guys. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video, guys. It means a lot that you watched this. See ya.